It is a beautiful day over here and a very good day to discuss cryptocurrency with financial literacy 101. Right here in this video, we are going to talk about what has happened in the crypto markets today, the 15th of July, 2026. And just right here, we have some list of few, prices of crypto assets all over the market. But before we go deep into all of this, how about we talk about the real news or things that have happened so far today that will help you shape your fundamentals and just help you understand what trading decisions you might have to take in the next 2 to 3 days. So join me on this. The first news I have here is the fact that South Korea is planning to recognize cryptocurrency as a national asset. And to me, this is not just a news, this is a very, very heartwarming development and as well a very good, pace, a good direction towards the adoption of cryptocurrency all over the world. Having a country planning to adopt it as a national asset, that means they accept the trading of it, accepting it as a legal tender, and as well people be able to transact with it, which is going to increase the demand and supply. And you also have to understand that South Korea has been part of the countries, or let me say one of the four countries in the adoption of massive cryptocurrency in their country. I think they have over 20 to 30% of the world's adoption in their country, right? So it says here that, yeah, South Korea is one of the world's biggest crypto markets with nearly 15 to 20% of global trading volume. That is 50, close to 20% of what we trade in the whole world goes on in South Korea. And they're planning to bring it under a new national assets law. The move comes along with plans for stablecoins, tokenized bonds, spot Bitcoin ETF, just Bitcoin ETF so far at the moment. You understand? So yes, they have some laws that have actually been going on to regulate this, but they're planning to announce or let's say had some few laws or framework that would actually make it very okay to trade as a national asset. You see, there are more crypto rules are coming. The National Assets Basic Act is only one part of the South Korea's overall digital asset roadmap. So this is a great development for us in the crypto world. And just as one country is adopting cryptocurrency, another is busy waging war against it, or let's say through it. So, and that is concerning the US and Iran war, which is to me is kind of now a proxy war because I believe the war never ended. They just kind of found a way to continue with the war. So now, US today freezed $131 million in Iran-linked crypto as Middle East tension rises. So I think there was it not earlier this week or close to the ending of last week, where President of the United States, Donald Trump, raised a statement on social media that his life is being threatened, I think, on his trip to either Johannesburg or something for a particular summit like that. And he said he's ready to bomb Iran with over 1,000 missiles or something like that. I feel like this is just like a kind of retaliation to that. So they said the US Treasury is committed to disrupting, degrading Iran illicit financial activities, including its abuse of digital assets. The US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said this yesterday. So now they've freezed over $131 million. There are more details where you can see this on the Coin Telegraph. Yeah. So this was carried out by the blockchain investigator Spectre, which pointed to the on-chain data showing Tether froze four Tron wallets holding this amount of USDT. President confirmed this on the Hex tweet, and this is the tweet actually for you to read through. But we see this to me just like a proxy war. But who knows what the like retaliation act of Iran might be? I just pray they don't do anything on to create another energy crisis, right? Because we've had enough. This just allow us breathe in this year. So the next very good thing I'm also going to talk about today are the coins that are actually ranking high since yesterday, or let's say today. You'll be surprised that Bitcoin is not one of them. So the main coin that has been rising today, or let's say the altcoin. So yeah, that's why Bitcoin is not part of it. The main altcoin that has been being on the higher side today is the Penguin coin, Pengu. So this Pengu is an NFT token, and it actually holds momentum. Penguin did a lot of massive turnover last year, and although it is currently below its previous all-time high, but compared to other altcoins so far, Penguin is doing very great, which is currently trading at $0.006059 with an amount of $389 million market capitalization and nearly $56 million in daily trading. So That's a whooping amount of money. So yeah, it is currently trading 91% below its all-time high, but it has rebounded more than 62% from its lowest level, and that's great, great. So it is currently still 91% below, but from its lowest level, it has risen, let's say, at least on an average, which is better compared to some other coins, like some other altcoins you want to hear about. So the latest rally comes after the CEO unveiled a new strategy. It is focused on making Pengu one of crypto's top five headline generating projects by the end of 2026. The refreshed roadmap follows nearly 2 years of internal testing. Right now, I do not hold Penguin, and for this, I might just try to see, look at it based on the statements that the CEO made by saying they want it to be one of the top five headline generating projects. And this is a good, catchy PR, but the question remains, what do they want to do? What are the strategies they want to put in place to make it headline generating? Like, are they trying to make it a real world asset? Is it going to be solving real world problems? Or is it going to be adopted or solve, the supply and demand just like Ripple? Because I, as a person, I believe where the crypto market is actually going to is going to be like the normal financial market. Every token, every asset is going to be valued based on the problem they solve. Yeah. So if your coins are not solving a problem, you're actually not going to survive the next coming years in the crypto space. And now that'll take us to the price prediction, right? So now we're having a price prediction for Ethereum and Ripple. Now you understand that since 2 or 3 days so far, the Bitcoin has had a real leg up, reacting to the June consumer price index that was released, I think, day before yesterday or yesterday. And whenever Bitcoin goes up, it's not only Bitcoin that goes up, there are other coins that actually goes up along with Bitcoin. And that is going to give us an idea to try to forecast the price we might have for Ethereum, and not just Ethereum, but also Ripple. And if you know, the top five coins are usually Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Solana, or Solana, Ripple, then whatever one you might want to add to it. So, but let's look at Ethereum. So now one of the top analysts is saying that is predicting that Ethereum at target 2,163 zone as the double bottom completes on the daily chart. So that will take us to, at first, let's look at the Ethereum chart and see the double bottom on the daily chart. So right now we're on the daily chart of Ethereum. You might have to just look at this. So try to figure out the double bottom, right? And I think the double bottom, which was talking about, is here. And if you look at this, although it is not very straight, but it's between here and this place. So let me just see if I could actually draw the line. Let me see if I could draw the trend line. I'm gonna pick it from here. I'm gonna break it right. So although for me, I feel it is yet to complete, this particular trend is following, because if you look at this, we are having a line, straight line, which is confirming the descending pattern, right? So that's, for me, I feel it has to break out this triangle. Let me just see if I can place it very well on it to make it work. So that's to complete this triangle, right? So I can't bring it further. It's kind of slow here. So that's to complete this triangle. Then I think it's until it hits this spot, then we'll see maybe it's going to break below or break out of this particular descending pattern. But also, you might also want to look at the bigger picture, right? Because I've always advised, look at the bigger picture. Don't just look at what is happening, compare it to previous years' data, which is something I advise you do on your own personal terms. So now, speaking of Ethereum, let's go next to the Ripple prediction. That is the prediction for Ripple. Ripple has been making love waves, people talking about future expectation of what the price of Ripple might be in the future. Yes, I believe Ripple is a very potential coin, but when people start making predictions like it might get to $9 per unit, $10 per unit, I feel like you guys have to take your time, chillax, like chill. This coin is currently trading around $1 or so and some few cents. And we understand we are actually in a bearish moment, but even in the previous time, it did well from 0.5 to around $3 or so. But now we still have to take a time. You can't just jump from this point to this price range just like that. It's going to take time. Yes, that's why I loved the person. That's why I love the person that said this, because he said he's actually not saying it's going to happen right now. It's not a price action right now. They said it argues that is yet to have reflected in the price. So he said, though he's careful to frame that as a long-term possibility rather than a near-term prediction, which is why I always think Who is working on the supply and demand exchange in the real world, bridging the gap between the real world and the crypto world. But at the same time, it can't just skyrocket. But however, our advice, keep your eye on it and keep it in your back. So this trading, Ripple is currently trading $1.01, attempting a relief rebound of the June 6th low. The analyst is watching on the daily close to close around $1.16 and eventually $1.24, a sign of rebound has revealed strength behind it. It's just that at this point, I'll rather advise you be careful because we understand we are yet to reach the bottom of this bearish market. They are just telling you the bottom is there, the bottom is there. But I believe the bottom is going to be after September. We are going to start having the leg up. The traditional way after September. September has always been bearish. October is where you can get to accumulate your back the last, and November start seeing some leg up. December you have a little decline, January a little decline, in February you have it just the way we always have it every time. So now there is something that's actually catching my attention, and that is the fact that PayPal is about to be sold around the same range Twitter was bought by Elon Musk. So now we're having it that Stripe and Advent are offering $53 billion to acquire PayPal. That's a great amount of somebody's net worth, right? So Stripe and Advent reportedly offered to buy PayPal for $53 billion at a 28% premium compared to the company's Tuesday closing price. Yeah, so PayPal had a little downturn in their closing price, which was around $60.50 per share. I think that was yesterday also, but these people are still definitely willing to buy it. And you have to understand that this is their second attempt to acquire PayPal. So Stripe is also a payment, a fintech company which has been wanting to purchase PayPal for a very, very long time. I don't know, is it really worth it? Or what's your take concerning Stripe acquiring PayPal? Is this like a bigger shark trying to eat a big shark? And do you feel like this might actually affect the whole world financial payment system? I've never used Stripe, so I'll be waiting to hear your own feedback. If you use Stripe, you might just want to talk about how Stripe seems to you, what it seems to do to you, and the acquisition of PayPal, what effect it might have in the market. So you can have more news on this on the Coin Telegraph, right? So also another thing we have here is the fact that Bitmain said they generated over $40 million. That's around $46 million from Ethereum staking last year. So you might be like, oh, this is a normal thing, but to me, it's not a normal thing because Bitmain before was just a Bitcoin mining company. They never started staking. They didn't start staking or offering to be a validator until a few months back. And in the last quarter alone, they've declared a $46 million from just staking Ethereum alone. And I'm not talking about the value or the volume here. I'm talking about the number of people that must have brought about this volume because people are saying crypto is going nowhere, crypto is going to go to the dust and all. But if people are willing to stake, people are staking this amount on just one validator in 3 months, that means there are a lot of interest, a lot of people who are still willing to put their funds in cryptocurrency. But the question just remains that is the environment and the regulations that are being faced by the crypto world or the decentralized world making it convenient or encouraging for people to invest their money more on cryptocurrency. So Ethereum staking generated 98% of Bitmain's revenue last quarter. That means most of the money they made wasn't from mining. Most, like 98% of the money they made was just from people staking Ethereum. You people have money, and you people should share me the updates you use in getting money. So that is everything on crypto updates today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you get to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it to your colleagues that you feel you would really, really appreciate this. Your fellow traders, your fellow tech bros, your fellow crypto OGs, and you understand and believe they will love this video. See you tomorrow. Till when next I come your way, stay cool and play.